There is a woman in Lancaster County who feeds a family of 9 on less money than most of us spend on coffee in a month. No credit cards, no coupons app, no trips to a warehouse store, and she does it without ever throwing food away. Not the peels, not the bones, not the last drop. I'm going to show you exactly how she does it. The quiet system Amish women have used for over 200 years. Stay with me until the end, because the third secret is the one almost everybody gets wrong, and it's the one that changes everything. My name is Miriam. I wasn't born Amish, but I have spent the better part of my life among them, here on this porch, learning the old ways one season at a time. And I can tell you, the Amish are not poor. They are careful. There is a difference, and the world has forgotten it. We were taught to shop. They were taught to steward. And on this porch, I'd like to hand a little of that back to you. So pull up a chair. Let's begin. The first secret is this: an Amish woman does not shop for the week. She provides for the year. Walk into any Amish home and you'll find a cellar lined floor to ceiling with glass jars, hundreds of them. Peaches picked in July, tomatoes canned in August, beans, beets, applesauce, jam, enough to carry the family straight through winter without setting foot in a store. We call this canning, and it is nothing more than sealing summer inside a jar. When the garden gives more than the family can eat, and it always does, nothing is left to rot. It is washed, packed, sealed, and saved. Think about what that means. When the price of vegetables doubles in January, it doesn't touch her. She paid for that food in summer, when it was cheap and plentiful, often free from her own soil. Here is the lesson you can take home tonight, even without a farm. Buy what is cheap when it is cheap, and put it up. A case of tomatoes in season, apples in the fall. Your grandmother knew this. We were simply talked out of it, but a full pantry is only half of it, because a jar of food is worthless if you waste what's already on the table. And that brings us to the second secret. In an Amish kitchen, there is no such thing as garbage. There is only food that hasn't found its purpose yet. The bones from Sunday's chicken become a pot of broth that flavors 3 more meals. The stale bread becomes bread pudding, or crumbs for the next loaf. Bacon grease is saved in a tin by the stove. That's tomorrow's flavor. Vegetable ends and peels go into the soup pot or out to the chickens, who turn them right back into eggs. Nothing leaves that kitchen unused. Nothing. The average American family throws away nearly a third of the food they buy. Imagine it. You carry 3 bags in from the car and you walk one straight to the trash. An Amish woman would find that almost unbearable to watch. To her, wasting food isn't just costly, it's disrespectful to the animal, to the soil, to the labor of her own 2 hands. And here is what I want you to feel. This isn't about doing without. Her table is warm and full. It's about seeing worth in what the rest of us throw away. Now, the third secret, the one I promised you, and it's the one nearly everyone gets backwards. We decide what we want to eat, and then we go buy the ingredients. In any season, at any price, flown in from across the world. An Amish woman does the exact opposite. She looks at what the garden and the season are giving her this week, and then she decides what to cook. In June, the table is greens and strawberries. In October, it's squash, apples, and root vegetables. She isn't fighting the calendar, she's cooking with it. And this is the part people miss. Eating with the season is not a limitation. It's the reason the food tastes the way it does, and the reason it costs so little. Food in its season is abundant, so it is cheap. Food out of its season is scarce, so it is dear. She simply stopped paying the premium the rest of us pay every single day without noticing. Try it for 1 week. Don't plan the menu first. Walk into the store or your garden and ask, what is cheap and beautiful right now? Then build the meal around that. It will change how you cook. It changed how I cook. But there's still one thing holding this whole system together, and without it, none of the rest would work. I'll tell you what it is in just a moment. The fourth secret is the one that ties it all together. Almost everything is made from scratch, and rarely alone. Bread, noodles, butter, jam, soap, made at home from simple, cheap ingredients. A loaf of homemade bread costs a fraction of the one in the store, and there is nothing in it she can't name. When you make it yourself, you are no longer paying for the package, the brand, or the truck that carried it. You're paying for flour and for your own 2 hands, and she almost never does it alone. When it's time to can hundreds of jars, the women gather. One washes, one packs, one seals, and the work that would break one woman's back becomes an afternoon of laughter around a table. They call it it a frolic, turning labor into fellowship. That's the piece we lost. We made everything private and everything convenient. And somewhere along the way, we started paying strangers to do what we used to do together, for free, with people we love. So let me gather it up for you, here on the porch. A pantry that thinks a year ahead, a kitchen that wastes nothing, a table that follows the seasons, food made by hand and made together. None of it requires being Amish. None of it requires a farm. It only requires a change in how we see, from buying to providing, from convenience to care. The Amish aren't saving money by doing without. They're rich in the things we keep trying to buy back: a full pantry, an honest meal, and people around the table who helped make it. If something in this stirred a memory of your mother's kitchen or your grandmother's jars on the shelf, then this porch is for you. Subscribe and pull up a chair. Every week I'll share one more of the old ways before they're forgotten for good. And if you believe a simple life is still a good life, leave one word in the comments below. Amen. I'll be right here on the porch waiting for you.